19 retired generals, admirals, and former top civilian defense officials have filed a brief with the United States Supreme Court opposing former President Donald Trump's request for immunity from prosecution, arguing that granting such a request would represent a grave threat to national security. I wonder if any of them are the same ones who signed a letter saying that the Hunter Biden laptop was Russian disinformation without even seeing the laptop or even knowing what was on it. Talk about partisan hacks. These 19 Democrats in uniform are nothing more than another desperate attempt by the establishment to take down Trump. Let's get into it. Hey guys, welcome back. So these clowns are basing their arguments on the January 6th riot, but they conveniently left out that Trump asked everyone to march peacefully and patriotically. He never called for an insurrection or violence. In fact, the footage shows the police were the ones inciting the crowd. Wonder who ordered them to do that. And the media are doing what they did after the Hunter Biden laptop lies, which we know that letter was written by Antony Blinken, who then became Biden's Secretary of State. Blinken was running the Biden campaign, and he pushed those nimrods in intelligence to sign it. It's clear these anti-Trump elites want to use every dirty trick in the book to stop the former president from running in November. But it's not going to work. Trump's legal team is fighting back, and they've taken it all the way to the Supreme Court. On April 25th, the High Court will consider whether a president can be immune from legal consequences for conduct made while in office. First off, there shouldn't even be any consideration for legal consequences, as Trump did nothing wrong. Unless these same 19 Democrat-loving military Trump haters believe that a president doesn't have free speech rights to point out that he believes an election was rigged against him. The ruling, which many believe will not come until late June, has huge implications for the schedule of Jack Smith's case against Trump, perhaps postponing the trial until beyond the 2024 election. President Trump's legal team asked the Supreme Court to halt the immunity judgment in Jack Smith's January 6 case in Washington, D.C. This came after a federal appeals court denied Trump immunity under the influence of Joe Biden's appointment. The three-judge panel of the D.C. Circuit Court of Appeals, which was made up by Judges Lawrence Pan, Michelle Childs, both of whom were appointed by Biden, and Karen Henderson, appointed by George W. Bush. Not much better. Stressed how important it was to let the prosecution go forward, citing the public interest and the structure of the government. Holy mackerel. Trump's lawyers wrote, in 234 years of American history, no president ever faced criminal prosecution for his official acts. Until 19 days ago, no court had ever addressed whether immunity from such prosecution exists. To this day, no appellate court has addressed it. The question stands among the most complex, intricate, and momentous issues that this court will be called to decide. To follow up, this is all because in 234 years of American history, no president ever faced communist prosecutors who used lawfare to take out an election opponent. And anyone who signed that letter doesn't understand the stakes for the future of all presidents isn't worth the signature they entered. The implications of this case are huge. If Trump is granted immunity, it could postpone the trial against him until after the November election. That would be a major blow to the Biden administration's witch hunt. On the other hand, if immunity is denied, it could open the door for unprecedented political persecution of a former president. Think about this. Any party that is in the opposition party to the president could hold the president or anyone else in the executive branch hostage for blackmail. Without that immunity, a president could not act in the best interests of the country. And we have a president right now in the White House who does not act in the best interest of our country. But can you imagine when another president in the future, like Trump, comes along, who focuses his energy on making things better for the American people, not being able to do so because scumbags in the opposing party will be threatening him if he does? This is a battle for the very soul of our nation, guys. The rhino generals and admirals who signed this brief are putting their partisan interests ahead of the country's interests. They should be ashamed of themselves. All right, guys, smash that like button if you think these military elites are full of it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Please share these videos with like-minded friends who want to stay informed with what's really going on. Thanks for watching this video. I'll see you in the next.
Too many secrets, too many closed doors, we're sick to cover-ups. We're sick of the cover-ups, want the truth and nothing more. excuses in